Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how to paint just the faceplate, so this part right here, gray part, of a Nerf 35 drum from the Raider. So first you're going to take out all the screws along the top part here. Use a normal screwdriver. I use this one for most of it. But there's one screw down in here. You're going to need a thinner screwdriver, like that one there. So you just pop those out. I put them in a little paper pouch thing so I don't lose them. And then this part just comes right off. And right here and here, you have two little orange pieces. They look like that. When you go to put them back together, you just put it back with this little orange nub here, facing downwards. So it'll look like that. So it slides into a tiny slot inside there to keep it from falling out. Alright, so you pop this off, like so, and just put that to the side. Alright, now when you've gotten your faceplate off, put it over there, you take this black piece off. I already took the internal pieces out, and you'll see this piece will be inside here like that, and don't lose this spring, because that keeps this piece up so you can like rotate your barrel around. Then take this out, just put that to the side over there. Put the axle piece and that spring over there as well. And then when you go to take this gray piece out, the like part that looks kind of like a 6-clip also comes out with it. So I'm going to put the camera down so I can use two hands to take it all out. And this just, it pops right out. And just put that to the side somewhere. You won't lose it. That's pretty important. And then after that, take all the screws out of this side, which I already did, and then you can pop this orange piece off, and now you're down to just the faceplate. Mine's covered in paper. I'll come back to that in a later step. I skipped ahead a little. So now you're going to take this gray piece, sand it down quite a bit, which I already did, and then to keep paint from getting under here, just like cover it in paper or something. I duct tape the paper on, keep it all together. Now after this, we are ready to paint. Alright, so before I start painting, there's just two quick things I want to talk about first. First is the reason I put this paper here is because when you put it on like this, you can see a little edge here, so I want to be able to paint that. But I don't want to paint this underside because I'll pick out another drum. So you can see through the little spoke parts here. I still want the gray underneath. If you want that part to be whatever color you're painting it, you don't have to put the paper here, just sand it all down. You will need to do the next step. Well, the little thing I want to talk about. That is, grab a water jug or something like that, and then let me put the camera down, make sure you can see it. Alright, yep. And then grab yourself something to cut said water jug with. I'm going to use a Swiss Army knife I picked up. You could use like scissors or something, or if you're really little or whatever and your parents don't want you messing around cutting stuff like that, you could probably take like a nail or a screwdriver or something and just perforate around the edge, so just punch a ton of small holes until you can like rip around the edge by pushing it sideways. But a knife would be easiest. So now you want to take this piece and kind of eyeball out where you want it to rest inside, because we're going to be putting this drop down inside of this like so you can paint around the edges like this, but it won't tip over and stuff because you just put it down the table, it'll just flop all over the place. I don't like that. So we'll take this, eyeball it out. I'm going to go out to about here on the edge, punch a hole in, and then just cut out and around. Be careful, don't cut your fingers off. Now let's start going the other way. And the really tricky part of this, you might find, is in the back here. So what you want to do is cut down like this, out to the back part, and then go down under the handle, like this, and cut through, and then go around the other way, connect your two cuts, underneath the handle like this. It doesn't have to be very pretty. And then you can take a pair of scissors and cut your handle off. Okay, now that this is all cut out, your piece should fit inside relatively stably, like this, so like it's not rocking around and stuff. You can see, move the camera around. If I wiggle the top piece, the whole thing rocks, so that'll be nice and steady once I bring it outside to paint it. And I can still reach the lip here, going all the way around, as well as the top face here, which is perfect. So now we're ready to go paint. Alright, hey guys, so now we're ready to paint. So I took some rocks, threw them in the bottom of there to keep it stable. Don't want it tipping over in the wind or anything. And I took a cereal box and ripped it along down the edge, opened it up behind it, because when I get this bottom edge, we're going to be spraying kind of like in an outwards direction. I don't want paint flying all over the place. And put some paper down the bottom. Like if you're doing this on your parents' lawn or something, I doubt they'd be thrilled if they look outside and now have a multicolored lawn. So just do common sense stuff like that. I'm using some Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover 2x coverage Satin Hunt Club Green spray paint. It advertises it's good for plastic, which is handy. So now, throw on a face mask if you so want to use one. It's a good idea. And take your can, shake it all up, and then start spray painting. Okay, so now the can's all shaken up. Be sure to follow the instructions on the back, like make sure you're spray painting in the right temperature and everything. And do it outside or in a well-ventilated area and whatnot. Common sense stuff like that. Alright, so now we're going to get a little bit away, like 8 inches or so. Start spray painting like broad, easy strokes. Getting good coverage. Let's get down here on the edge. Nice thing about this base is you can just rotate it right around. You don't want to go too heavy, so you might get like clumping and stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with my left hand, so video might not be too hot, but it should do. Now let's get all the way around the rim here. And that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to leave this out here to dry, come back when it's done. Alright, well, it's been a while, like an hour or so, and the paint's all dry. Looks better in person, but the camera shows it pretty well. It has a real nice coat. You can see a little bit on the insides there, the scuff marks, but where I sanded it a bit too hard, so I might put on a second coat or something, but I think it's alright. I'm happy with it as is. See the rim got a nice paint job there, but underneath the paper blocks some paint there, and if you take a peek underneath, the underside looks fine, just like I want it. So I'm happy with how the paper performed for me. Worked very well. And this base is also nice, so overall, very happy with it. Once I intend to buy some clear coat spray paint and then put a clear coat over it to keep it from scratching off the paint and whatnot. Add to the durability a little bit, but as is, it's fine to use. Alright, now that your faceplate here is all painted up, we're going to take the main part. You take the faceplate, flip it upside down like this, you take the main body and you see how there's this connecting part under the bottom. This goes like so, and then I'm going to put the screws in, crop that out, come back. Okay, so now you've screwed the front plate back on to our drum mag. It should look something like this. Now we will take this piece here that we put aside earlier, the part that like your bullets go in here as they rotate around inside there. And to put this back in, you're going to want these ridges here in the middle. Let me put it down, point to it. These ridges right here. It's only on one side, the other side's like that. So you want ridges facing up, and you're going to drop it into your magazine. Well, not magazine, the drum. Like so. and you'll see this part here where it curves down like that. It has a little nub that sticks up, and that slides into a slot right in this area. So it's kind of foolproof. And then once that in, that can wobble around a little bit. So to fix that, that's why they have this axle piece. How convenient. Slide that down in there, and now you should be alright. You're pretty good to go. So next, take the spring that was on top, place that there. There's some little grooves inside. I don't know how well my camera's going to pick that up. Let me grab a flashlight. Alright, ooh, there we go. Alright, so you see those little grooves on top of that black piece? Your spring's going to slide into those grooves. So I'll just make it a little easier. It fits right in. Then you take your black piece, you have a hole on the bottom. Just make sure that lines up with your black piece, like so. Next we're going to take the clear faceplate, orient it so you got the opening facing the opening, kind of self-explanatory, and then drop that on. Now you're going to want to note is the black piece, let me take this back off, has ridges along the edge, where it like bumps out, and then an indent section. Yeah, so it comes out farther on this side, and it's lower, farther, lower. And that's those lower sections that match up with these pegs on the inside of the clear piece. So just make sure that all works out. And now I'll put this back on, and I'll screw it back together, show you when that's... Alright, so quick thing I forgot to mention is just remember to put these two little circular pieces back in, and if you remember from the front of the video, there's a little slot in them that faces downwards. It's the only tricky part. I found this screw a little tough to get in, so I used some pliers to help screw that in. So you might need that, might not. It might just be my drum mag. So yeah, here's the final product. I like the green and orange combination. I might paint this clear part green later. And if you do want to do that, just follow the same process as you did with this faceplate. Sand it down. The only difference is now you don't have to be quite so careful as getting the underside, because this is the reason you had to be careful on the other parts. You can see through. So if you paint this, you can't see through. You're completely fine. So yeah, this is all set. And the handy thing is, since you didn't actually paint anything up here, you won't run into any trouble with sliding it in and out of your gun with squeaking or going in rough or anything. So yeah, here's your finished product. Hope you like the video. Any questions, just comment below. And yeah, hope you like it. Have a great day, guys.